Hello students, this is Mr. T and I wanted to talk to you about your first day of class. I've got a bunch of stuff on the board here that I'll talk about and just wanted to welcome you to the fall of 2020 class, and I've got 6 sections of classes and we'll go over each one of those sections real quick. So I just want to spend about 10 minutes talking about this and make sure you have a first good day of class. So let's take a look at this. As we look at this, I want to talk to you about getting on campus and how to get to my class. If you were coming from town, you're gonna exit off the interstate here, and I've drawn a couple of things, and you're gonna exit off of Crest Street here, and that's going to be at the bottom. So let me draw Crest real quick. This red line is Crest Street, and this, of course, is not to scale. So you're going to come across Crest Street there, and you're going to come to the main entrance, and then I recommend you come to the second entrance, which is Airline Road. That little dashed line is going to go by some buildings. This very abstract Picasso-looking thing here, those are other buildings. And you're going to come to the Electrical Center, and that's what EEC building is. And my classroom is going to be room 154. If you look at room 154, there's a main entrance and a main exit to the building. Just for COVID protocol, we've done it that way. And as you come to the entrance of the building, where it says in right there, the little red box up there, my room will be to the immediate right. So all my classes will be held in room EEC 154. And so that's the classroom you need to be in. These are the sections that I'm teaching. And I am teaching 6 sections. I've got 7 sections up here. I'll explain that in a minute. So this class is going to be DC circuits, DC electronics, and these are the sections that I'm teaching. I'm teaching CETT 1303, section 1010. Section 1010 meets Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 12. Section 1011 meets Tuesday, Thursday, 8 to 10. Section 1012 meets Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 3. Section 13 meets Monday, Wednesday, 3 to 5. Section 14 meets Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 12. Section 1015 meets Tuesday, Thursday, 3 to 5. So I refer to these sections as section 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is normally how to refer to them. In the green box at the bottom, Miss Martin is also teaching a class. That class is Monday, Wednesday. It's across the hall in room 156. So you should be in one of these sections. If you don't know which section you're in, email me and I'll make sure we get you in the right section. So take a look at that again before I move on to the next thing. But you're going to be in one of these sections. And this is when we meet. So it looks like the first class I'm going to meet on Monday, the very first day of class, is going to be section 1014 Monday, and that looks like that's going to be 10 to 12. All right, next, let's talk about contact information. If you look at contact information, there's the way you contact me. My name is Todd Ewing. Most of my students call me Mr. T. And my office and my email is right there, todd.ewing@tstc.edu. Also, you'll see it in the syllabus sometimes as taewing@tstc.edu. Either one of those email comes to the same electronic mailbox. My office hours are going to be virtual, and that's going to be Monday through Thursday. That's what the R stands for, is Thursday. And my office hours are noon to 1 p.m., and that's going to be via Google Meet. I'll give you a Google Meet number when we meet in person. Also, we'll give you some other contact information that you can reach me when we meet in person. So that'll be the first day of class. Let's talk briefly about the materials list, and I've just written this up there. This is not the official material list, but it's one that I've written up here, and these are items that you're going to need during this course. There is a lab manual that we have created some labs. We've made Xerox copies. We've bound those into books, and those are available at the bookstore. It's going to be DC circuits. Tell them you need the book for CETT 1303. This is a book. This book, the last time I checked, was less than $10. This is the book that is required for the class. There is also another optional textbook which you would use as a reference guide. I don't refer to that book in any way, shape, or form. There will be some online resources we have that are available to you for free, and we'll talk about that the first day of class also. So just normal stuff you're going to need. I would recommend a spiral notebook, a pencil, pen, proto board. This will be when we get into the lab. We'll talk more about this. Just a normal ruler. The DMM stands for digital multimeter, and this is on your syllabus. We'll talk more about that the first day of class. We'll go through several lectures before you actually need this. But as soon as you get your digital meter, I'll let you use it in lab. And then we have a calculator. It's the TI Pro. I didn't write that very good. I'm at the bottom of the board there, but that's a Texas Instrument 36 Pro calculator, and I think that's around $30. If you have a $1,000 phone, you don't even have to have a $1,000 phone, but you have a cell phone, there's going to be a TI 36 emulator you can use on your phone. Okay. Now let's talk about something else that you're going to be interested in, and that is going to be, how is my grade figured? And what's my grade? So here's how we're going to calculate your grade. Is we have daily lab grades. We are going to meet 30 times in this class, approximately, not exactly, but we have 15 weeks of coursework. We meet 2 times a week. We already went over the schedule. We meet 2 hours each time we come to campus for my class. So that's 4 hours a week. So each time we meet is part of your daily lab grade. Then we have 4 tests. 2 of those tests are written tests, and 2 of those tests are lab skills tests. So the written test will probably be available to you online. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to that first test grade. So we have 2 written tests, which is going to test your cognitive skills. And then we have 2 tests, which are lab skills tests. Can you read a schematic? Can you build a schematic? And can you take your digital multimeter and measure those measurements that we need for that class? And that's going to be how your grade is calculated. 20% is your daily lab grade, 20% for test 1, 20% for test 2 in the written portion, 20% for lab skills test 1, 20% for lab skills test 2. So basically the way the grade is laid out is you have a daily grade, which is 20%, you have written test grades, which are 40%, you have lab skills tests, which are 40%, and that's how we come up with the 100%. So that's how the grade is. And then really we only allow 6 absences. If you miss the class more than 6 times, you're not going to do well in the class. You're likely not going to be passing the class. So there are only 6 absences allowed. After the 6th absences, recommend that you drop the class or you will receive an F for the course. So we'll talk more about that and speak on that on an individual basis if you have extenuating circumstances. Aside from that, I look forward to seeing you in class. I hope you have a great time. This is Mr. T signing off. I'll see you next week.